Hello, everybody. Now, I know you guys know me as that guy who's better than everybody else because he watches movies other than Marvel. Um, but I need to tell you that that wasn't always the case. In fact, it wasn't only until like 3 years ago when I really started to experiment with films that were outside of my comfort zone, then leading me on to really becoming a true, incredible professional uh, progressive in the cinephile community, seeing over 100,000 films and counting. But today I feel like I need to pay my respects to probably the definitive transitional movie for me. And that film is 2012's Paul Thomas Anderson directed The Master. First time I ever heard about this movie was when I got the interrogation scene in The Master recommended to me on YouTube. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what The Master was. I didn't know what it was referring to. I just got recommended the scene. But I did know Joaquin Phoenix because he played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line, which was one of my favorite movies at the time. So I clicked on it and I gave it a watch. It was very bizarre. The questions were weird.
Are you unpredictable?
Joaquin Phoenix was very weird, but it was also really great, and I could not stop watching the scene. I kept on watching it over and over and over again because of Joaquin Phoenix and those questions. And Philip Seymour Hoffman also, who I will talk about a little more in a second, but it was mostly Joaquin Phoenix that was just really mind-blowing to me. And I think the most important takeaway from that was that it was weird to me, but I still loved it. And it was because it didn't fit my criteria of good, which was very narrow. And it was just a way of telling me you don't know shit about movies and that there's a lot more things that you could like if you just keep looking. Now, I had never seen Philip Seymour Hoffman in a movie before, and I had never heard of him either. But I saw him in this movie, and for Joaquin Phoenix, I could always go, wow. I said, wow, man, at the same time, dude. Every time I saw Joaquin Phoenix, I could go, man, Joaquin Phoenix is so good in this movie. But I couldn't do that with Philip Seymour Hoffman because I didn't even know who he was. But I could still say, wow, whoever this guy is a great actor. But I didn't do that because Philip Seymour Hoffman gave a incredible performance that was very authentic, and it was also very internal. It wasn't very showy. It wasn't performative and big like it was for Joaquin Phoenix. It was very nuanced, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and it's a performance just as good as Joaquin Phoenix's performance. And Philip Seymour Hoffman gives one of my favorite performances ever in this movie, and he's one of my favorite actors in this movie. And I didn't even know who he was at the time, and it really added to the movie, and it really added to the performances. And I talk a lot about actors and acting because this was my main takeaway from this movie, and this was the main takeaway I got from a lot of these movies that I see at first. Because when you watch a movie, it's like a singer with a band. You connect with the face, you connect with the person talking the most. That's usually what you do. But with The Master, it was such a well, I'll just tell you what happened after I saw the movie. This is what happened. My fucking brain exploded. The cinematography, the writing, the costume, the music, the sets, the cinematography was unlike anything I'd ever seen. The writing was just beautiful, but sad and funny at the same time. But above all, the most captivating thing for me was the relationship between Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phoenix. It was truly the most fascinating thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. It still is. And if you haven't seen the movie, you might think that's sad, but if you have seen the movie, we all know life peaked. It was a movie that staggered in every way. But something caught my eye in the film that has never caught my eye before, ever, in a movie. And it was the directing. I always thought of directing on very simple terms. I always thought good movie, good directing, bad movie, bad directing. But to me, because this was the first exposure to an auteur filmmaker, somebody who doesn't make movies in a conventional way, because that's all I had seen. All I had seen is the conventional way. And I realized that what directing really is artistic decision making. It is finding a way to express something through all the filmmaking elements. And seeing him do it in such a unique way, in a way that I had never seen before, was very eye-opening. It made me really think about what a director really does and what good directing really is. After I finished the movie, I went straight to YouTube and I listened to interviews of Paul Thomas Anderson and what he had to say about the movie and what he had to say about his creative process. Guys, I wouldn't have this YouTube channel without the master. I wouldn't be alive without the master. And for that, I gotta pay my respects to this movie over here. Thank you. I appreciate it. People. To all the people who have not seen The Master, I urge you to watch it. Everyone really wants you to watch it because it is funny, it is sad, it is full of heart, it is smart, it is perfect. And Paul Thomas Anderson would have wanted this way. Do it for him. He also would have wanted you to like and subscribe. Would have liked you to, I don't know, follow me on Letterboxd too, and Twitter. So why don't you go ahead and do that? Links here. And he also would have wanted you to have a great day. And I do too. See you later, guys.